Yo, so I'm about to teach Cheetah's Heritage. This has been in my repertoire all my life. It's become the most requested trick for me to teach on this channel, so here I am, it finally is here. Cheetah's Heritage is a pseudo gambling demonstration. It's a way of showing your skills as a card cheat. You show 4 playing cards and these resemble a 5-card poker hand. Obviously there's 1 card missing. That's where Susan Sausage comes in. You hand her the deck, invite her to deal you any playing card. Any playing card, whichever playing card she deals you, it's going to turn out to be the one and only playing card that helps this poker hand. I'm Daniel Madison and this is Cheetah's Heritage. Stephen, I'm telling you man, it's not working no matter how many prayers I say. Jesus is just not going to build me my own hardware store. It's never going to happen, Stephen. I am Daniel Madison. This is Cheetah's Heritage. The Magician, that's me, takes 4 playing cards out of his pocket. The Magician explains that these are 4 cards from a 5-card poker hand. 1 playing card is missing and he needs Susan Sausage to deal that missing card for him. The deck in use is handed out to Susan Sausage. She is invited to shuffle them thoroughly. Alright, calm down. Once complete, she is asked to remove 1 single playing card from the deck without looking at it. The Magician asks Susan to deal her playing card face down on top of his 4 playing cards. Once complete, the Magician then shows his 4 playing cards to be the Ace, 2, 4 and 5 of clubs. He then invites Susan Sausage to turn over and reveal her freely dealt playing card. That playing card is revealed to be none other than the 3 of clubs. The poker hand has now been correctly complete. Everything can be handed out for inspection, where Susan Sausage is invited to respond accordingly. Susan, are you alright, Susan? Susan, I'm Daniel Madison and this is Cheetah's Heritage. Susan,
The high score is 33.
I am Daniel Madison, welcome back. Thanks for being here, for choosing to spend a bit more time with me and Charlie Madison today. We really appreciate it. I'm really excited about this video today. In this video, first of all, I'm going to open this box and show you what's inside it. I know what's inside this box already. I'm very excited to take a look at these playing cards, these very special playing cards. I'm going to use these playing cards to teach you something in this video. A card cheating demonstration that's been in my repertoire from day 1. This is a card cheating trick, a demonstration of your ability to manipulate and cheat at a game of playing cards. I've demonstrated this move, this technique, and I've taught it a few times. It's actually become one of the most requested tricks for me to teach, for me to share. So here I am. Get yourself a deck of playing cards. In fact, for this trick, you're going to need 2 different decks of playing cards. Let's get straight into it. I'm Daddy Madison and this is Heritage. baby. Funk. I saw these playing cards on Instagram a few days back and fell in love with them a little bit. I do love that orange look to them, and you can always tell a Theory 11 deck of playing cards without even knowing it's a Theory 11 deck. They have their own kind of signature feel, signature look, and this is, of course, this is a Theory 11 deck, a beautiful design. I do like this step away though. I do like the feel of this, like it feels like you're stepping in a different direction, which is really good to see. A brand new colorway which really stands out, has kind of an Indian feel for some reason to me, I don't know why, but it's a beautiful design. I'm sure I've seen this orange on the back design, I'm sure I've seen that orange before, somewhere before, but it's beautiful, a beautiful color for a deck of playing cards. All the faces of these cards have been changed. You've attacked the whole deck, but it still works as a legitimate deck of playing cards. And I must say, I really do like the new index idea where it's written on the bottom. I have to get used to it, but it's really nice. And what a beautiful Ace of Spades. So yeah, thanks JB. And so we're going to use these. These are great for this trick. The orange is great for this trick, for Cheaters Heritage. For Heritage, we also need a second deck of playing cards. So my boy Lee McKenzie, thanks Lee. Lee sent me 2 decks, the Outlaw playing cards. 2 versions of this, the black one and the red one. The red one, wow, this lends itself to this deck, to this trick so much, but I'm going to save this till a bit later on until we know the trick. For now, because there's such a beautiful contrast, we're going to use the black deck against the orange deck. So these are Outlaw playing cards by Lee McKenzie, Kings and Crooks, and I reviewed these for the Malians over at Madison.ist. Go check it out. And there's an address, there's a post address, there's my address, the Tattoo Studio, in this video description. If you want to send me decks of playing cards to feature on my channel, I'm right here, I'm waiting. Love getting new playing cards, love trying new playing cards out and exploring, and this is really nice and refreshing for me to see 3 completely new decks in front of me. So we're going to use this as the deceptive feature, the black deck, for this trick. I'm going to take out 4 playing cards. 5 of clubs, 4 of clubs, 2 of clubs, Ace of clubs, and now we're going to lose the deck. We don't need the deck now, we just need these 4 playing cards. But Daniel Madison, there's a playing card missing. Exactly, that's what we need for this trick. For this trick, we need the 3 of clubs from this deck, and there is the trick. The whole trick is that I present 4 playing cards from a different deck. This is a 5-card poker hand where only one playing card from this deck is going to help me win with this poker hand. That card is obvious. The reason I chose the Ace, 2, 4, and 5 is because I want to make it clear from the start that there's only one playing card that can help me with this. It's not going to be the 6 of clubs, it's not going to be any other card, it has to be the 3 of clubs. Yes, kind of impressive if it's the 3 of diamonds, the 3 of, what else have we got? The 3 of spades and hearts, but we want it to be perfect. We want the 3 of clubs, and we make that clear as we tell this story. So we take the 3 of clubs from this deck, we steal it from the deck from the start so no one knows we've got it, and then we put these playing cards all together in your pocket. So that's the setup. The setup is the 4 black cards, Ace, 2, 4, 5, and the 3 of clubs from the play deck at the bottom. This now goes in our pocket, awaiting the trick. So we can do a whole bunch of tricks with this deck for our whole routine whilst we're performing, and then eventually we get to this trick and it feels more real that way because we're already ready, we've already got the card. There's another way of doing this where you can steal the card when you need it, so you can cop away the 3 of clubs when you need it and then load it to these playing cards. I'll go over both explanations at the same time, but to start with, we're going to just start with this. So Ace, 2, 4, 5 of clubs, 3 of clubs from the play deck at the bottom. This goes in my pocket. And I say, Susan, you better do a good job shuffling those playing cards. So she shuffles the playing cards. As she's shuffling, I go to my pocket and I take out these 4 playing cards. I say, listen, I have 4 playing cards from a different deck, completely different deck, and they represent a 5-card poker hand. As you can see, there's only 4 playing cards. There's 1 playing card missing, and I'm not going to show you these playing cards, but there's only 1 playing card that's going to help, that's going to complete this deck, this poker hand. There's only 1 playing card that can make this a perfect 5-card poker hand, and I want you to deal it to me. So that's kind of the basic, the whole premise of the story. Find a way of presenting this yourself. I'm going to go over everything, but find a way to make this fit into your routine the way that you would speak. This is, by the way, this is one of the reasons why I don't offer scripting too much or patter or anything like that, because each situation is completely unique, especially to you as a unique performer who's going to perform this and every other trick in your own way. Nothing worse than getting a trick or learning a trick and being told exactly what to say. You know, you gotta make it fit you, you gotta make it work for you, use your own language. But that being said, we'll cover everything. So we take these playing cards out of our pocket. We say we've only got 4 playing cards. We've got 4 playing cards. I'm not going to show them to you. I'm going to leave them right here. I need 1 playing card from the deck that's going to make this 5-card hand. Now, when we take these playing cards out, we need to do a few things. 1, we don't show the faces of them. We can do, we'll get to that. We don't show the faces of them. We don't overprove that we've only got 4 playing cards. It's the worst. One of the worst things a magician can do is, I have 4 playing cards. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 plus 1, 4 playing cards. There's only 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that the whole magician thing, you don't need to do that. That brings attention to you. You just want to take them out and say, look, I have 4 playing cards. Yes, you have to show them. So because I'm set up with the 3 on the bottom, I'm gonna hold those bottom 2 cards together, and there's not even a method to it. I riffle the bottom 2 playing cards, I hold them together, I make sure they don't separate so that I can do this. So I can go, look, I have 4 playing cards. I'm not going to show them to you. So I'm done. Like that's enough. That's enough information, enough proof. The more time I spend proving that there's only 4 playing cards there, the more you're gonna disbelieve, the more you're not gonna believe, the more you're gonna want to check them. Now, nobody's gonna come along and go, hold on a second, he's got more than 4 there. Shut up, Susan. You know, no one's gonna do that, because to start with, you've already said that you don't want to show these playing cards. The mystery of it is kind of a big part of the magic for the participant, for the audience. So for somebody to want to check that would be psychologically messed up, because you've already set you've set the feeling there that this is the biggest part of the trick. Trust me, no one's gonna look, especially just because you've just said, I don't want anybody to see what these cards are yet, we'll get to them. And the most important part of that is how relaxed I am with it, how I'm not overproving, and I'm just saying, look, we got 4 playing cards, what I want you to do. So already we're done with the first part. Nobody cares about this yet. I mean, the mystery's there, and a lot of attention will come this way in a few moments, but at that point then we're all good, you know. So Susan's shuffling the playing cards. These shuffle really nice, by the way. These are double crush. Yeah, these are really cool. So there's a few discrepancies that might come your way at this point. For example, they might deal the ace, the 2, the 4, and the 5 of clubs. It really makes no difference to you which playing card's going to be dealt, because you're going to throw them, you're going to deal them at the end, the 3 of clubs. So it doesn't matter which playing card they deal you. From my explanation, for our purposes, we're going to use the Queen of Hearts. And whatever playing card they deal you, you can use that to your advantage afterwards too. So you might think it's not important at this point, but if you decide to take this a little bit further, it will become important. So all you've done at this point, the cards are there. I want you to deal me any playing card from the deck, any playing card, and put it here face down. So you're inviting them to deal any playing card. They don't look, they put it here on top of the pile. So once they've done that, or once the card's in position, you want to pick this packet up fairly like this, and you can say, as you're talking about the deck, about them with their shuffle and them dealing a playing card, you're gonna push the top card over almost as if to deal it, almost as if you would deal, which is what we're gonna do. But the reason we do this, the reason we push it over, I want to show people the contrast for one last time. I want to get it in their mind that there is an orange card with the black cards. This singles out this playing card as a definite only one of these playing cards, only one orange playing card in play, because you can see it against the other cards, the other 4 playing cards. You don't see all those 4 playing cards, you see the top card, but still it puts the idea in their mind and it does something beautiful for the next moment. It makes this look like, it makes the deception look completely invisible, the contrast alone. So I go like this and I settle here, hand relaxed. Don't be gripping, don't be preparing for a bottom deal, don't be getting ready, don't be kind of adjusting your fingers or holding tightly, just be relaxed. So I push the top card over, so it's here, I push the top card over and I say, out of all the playing cards, only one playing card in that deck could have helped me, and you dealt me this playing card. So that was the move. So this is now the 3 of clubs. So no matter how slowly I do that move, no matter how carelessly I do that move, you will get away with it. We are dealing the bottom card from the deck, from the packet, as we retract the top playing card. And this isn't really the place to teach, to fully intricately teach a bottom deal, but I'm going to teach you all the ways to achieve this. So with the top card pushed over already, we're already in position to execute a bottom deal. Underneath this entire packet, finger 3 is pulling back on the bottom card, which is the 3 of clubs, and then it's pushing it outwards, so it's like this underneath the queen. So it doesn't go all the way underneath the queen, it just releases it, even that much. Even if I can show that to the GoPro, even just that much is enough. Now we don't want to expose it too much, we just want to get a feeling that it's separate from the rest of the playing cards. Now when you're in this position and you press up with finger 3 on the bottom card, you will feel it slide away from that packet, you will feel it come out. You don't want it to protrude like this, because then you're giving away what you're doing. So it goes like this, it releases, and when I say releases, you even felt that just a millimeter. As soon as you feel it separate, as soon as you know that there's some air between the bottom card and the rest of the packet, you're good to go. Now I come in with the dealing hand. I put my thumb on the back of this playing card as if to take it away. Finger 2 is going in between fingers 2 and 3 on this hand, so it goes in the Spock grip, in between the Spock grip, connecting with the 3 here. So finger 2 is now on the 3 of clubs, and by all means, while you're talking, get into this position and freeze like this, so it looks like you're just going to deal a playing card. Me, I like to do it all at the very last minute in this flow. You want it to look like you've just taken that top playing card, whilst at the same time you're going to turn this hand face up, and that's how we hide the Queen of Hearts. So from here it looks like this. This does a few beautiful things for us. One, the most obvious thing, it takes us away from the situation. How could that possibly be a deception? We've put everything down. All we've done is move the Queen of Hearts, move the top card from the top of this packet to the table, and we put everything else down. We're exposing our 4-card hand, and we've stepped away from their dealt playing card. It sends this psychological message to the participant, to your victim, that you're not doing anything wrong. If anything, you want to step away from it so that you can be deceptive. Without saying any of that, that's what the whole body language of this does. All the while, we've managed to achieve the deception from start to finish. So once again, the playing cards are here. She deals as the Queen of Hearts. It doesn't help, it doesn't matter that it helps, because we're never going to see it. Or we're not going to see it at this point. I pick up this pile, I push the card over. Out of all the playing cards you could have dealt me from this pile, only one playing from this deck, only one playing card in the deck helps me, and you dealt me this playing card. So me doing this as well, I'm not overproving, I'm not saying this is the card that you dealt me. I'm kind of pointing out that I've put it down without saying, I'm going to put it here and I'm going to step away. You're kind of letting your body language do it for them. So I'll put the 3 back. The whole act of it looks like this. From here, you dealt me this playing card. And notice how freely and slowly I put my hand down. Because the deceptive moment, or the risky moment, you get away from it so quickly without rushing. And the only thing that hides that top card from them is you doing this. That's the deception complete. All I've done is this. I don't do this. I don't turn my hand like this because that's telling them that I'm up to no good. I don't do that. It's very slow. It's very slow like this. And if anything, I'm not taking this playing card away. I'm not taking this playing card away from the pile. I'm taking the pile away from the playing card. And that's a very important point. When you first approach this move, the actual execution of this is kind of it is a bottom deal. We're dealing the bottom card from the packet. When you approach this, it feels your nature is going to tell you that you have to take that bottom playing card like this. You have to take it. You don't. That's not the way this works. For this to make sense, you have to take the deck hand away from the card. So basically, the taking hand stays still. So we get the 3 here. We retract the thumb at the same time as pulling this hand away, whilst at the same time putting this packet down like so. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but it's the only way that this can work efficiently. If you do this, it looks wrong and you can see everything that's going wrong. If you do this very slowly, the blur of it and the motion just hides everything that needs to be hidden. And the most important thing, orange doesn't seem to go out of sight. Even though it's gone from the Queen of Hearts to the 3, you still see the orange back. And at this point, now that I've achieved the deception, the attention is kind of over here now. No one's really paying too much attention to the 3 at this point, to this card at this point. So the Queen here, push the card over out of all the cards in the deck, and you dealt me this playing card, and now I step back. Now the distance as well between these 2 playing cards can be quite important. I do like to have a bit of a kind of wide, hold on, I need to get right on the camera. So I do like to do this, to pull away and then do this, to have a bit of a distance, so there's a gap here. Again, it does something in the mind in terms of isolation, in the psychology of in the psychological thinking, the processing, should I say, of the participant. It allows them to separate the 2 things from each other, whereas if I do this, it kind of becomes one thing, even this to a point. So I do like to have a bit of a gap there. At this point, we're kind of free to get away with this. There's one more bit of cleaning up to do. You could have dealt me any playing card and you dealt me this one. There's a little bit of cleaning up to do here because we've got the Queen, we've got a dirty situation over here. All the while we've turned these face up so that everybody can see this situation. So we're drawing attention to the actual deception, to the dirty side, because we're done now. Now the good thing about this is we never need to go near this card again. We can let them do that. For this part, because they're face up and we stepped away from them, we've set that in their mind that there's nothing going on. We take these 5 playing cards very carefully and we put them into our open hand, into a position where finger 2 can grip this corner, so I can grip them all together. I'm not going to do this. I don't want to show anybody that I'm holding playing cards like this, but it's in a position that allows me to hide that 5th card. And there's a few different ways of doing this. So I put the cards in my hand like this. As they go down, press down with finger 1, riffle 1, 2, and hold those bottom 2 cards together. Grip them together with pinky, with a little bit of help from finger 3. Now the free hand can go in between that gap and take the top 3 cards, and I can spread them like so, very easily, all the while keeping the extra playing card hidden behind the 5. So from here, because at this point we've dealt this, we've like, this is out of the way, we can say, you dealt me this card out of all the cards. I'll show you what these cards are now, to show you that there's only one card that could have helped these. I have the 5 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, the 2 of clubs, and the Ace of clubs. Only one playing card can help. I like the idea of holding these playing cards like this. It allows me to keep the playing card hidden behind the 5, and it allows me to keep the 5 at the bottom, keep it hidden, and then also draw attention to the Ace and the 2, which allows me to draw more attention to the gap. So I'm showing you the gap without saying, look at the gap, you know. So so it goes from here, from the dirty position here, pick these up. I can now show you these playing cards, riffle those 2 cards, put my hand in here, 5, 4, Ace, 2. So now they're looking over here and the gap is clear. So in the way that this looks like a jigsaw puzzle now, we're showing a missing piece, which they're going to fill in themselves. The mind fills in the gaps caused by the fracture in reality. I can't remember the exact quote, but you give them the puzzle and they will solve it automatically. They won't even have to think. So if we show them this, the puzzle is kind of already being complete in their mind. They're seeing the gap, they're seeing the card, they know the situation, it has to match these cards, and we wouldn't be presenting it with such confidence if it was going to go wrong. This is one of those tricks where you say, oh, I don't know if I've done it wrong before, it doesn't always go right this one. You know, it's definitely going to be right, it's definitely going to happen. By doing this, by forcing them to complete this jigsaw puzzle, we're taking them away from the 5, which is hiding this card behind it. So it's very important at this point that we don't show the back of these cards, obviously, and we wouldn't, and we don't need to justify why we're not showing the back of these cards. There's no reason to look at the back of these cards at this point. All the attention is right here. So in this situation, ideally you want them to turn this playing card over, but I really like this idea of setting up this visual, this beautiful visual of putting the 2 here, the ace here, the 4 here, and then the 5 here, and letting them do the rest. Meanwhile, you manage to steal away the extra card. So at this point, you're clean, you're free, you can take this away and you're free. You're just going to invite them to turn this card over and they're going to see the 3 of clubs. There's quite a few different variables, quite a few different things that we can do differently in terms of the presentation, the patter, all that scripting stuff, and also different variations of how we're gonna handle this and get rid of this card, how to load it in, and also how to get rid of 2 cards. You can actually do this as a 1, 2, 3 trick. But let's look at those from a different angle and talk about this a little bit more. So Cheetah's heritage, or just heritage, allows us to switch one playing card for one playing card. There are so many different methods and sleight of hand techniques for achieving this in as many different situations as you can imagine. But this one offers a solution to being completely surrounded and not have to worry about any kind of angle. When you perform this, when you practice this in front of a mirror, there's going to be one angle that you worry about a little bit, and that is when you have dealt the 3 of clubs. So we're going to deal the 3 of clubs, and we're left with the random card, in our case the Queen of Hearts, on top of the deck. So we can still, from our point of view, we can still see the Queen of Hearts here and this. So we can see 2 playing cards, nobody else can, and the angle that you're right, it's completely hidden. The moment that you turn your hand down, you're never going to turn those cards face up. Not ever again, but certainly not up until you've got rid of that Queen of Hearts. It's one of those switches that doesn't require palming. I say that. The way that I like to perform this to the best possible performance, to enhance this to its greatest version, is to palm away the 3 of clubs. So, I know, Charlie. So, I'll be shuffling the playing cards, and not mid-performance, but as we're performing, and we're using the deck of playing cards that's in the works, that we're playing with, is being shuffled. At some point, I will take the playing cards and I'll manipulate the 3 of clubs to the bottom of the deck. However I like, however you want to do it at that point. I'll get it to the bottom of the deck. I will then hand the deck out to be shuffled, and I will reach in my pocket and come back with these 4 playing cards. I can't count these 3 playing cards. I come back with these 4 playing cards, and what this allows me to do, because I'm palming the dirty card and there's nothing to hide here other than the identities of the faces, what that allows me to do, take these out and put them on the table and invite anybody to inspect them. You don't need to do this, but there's something really nice about them being able to touch and feel and confirm fully that there are only 4 playing cards there. Another nice thing if you have more than one participant. So you will certainly have one participant who's shuffling the playing cards, but if there's anybody else around, it's really interesting, and it really switches the dynamic up enough if you allow the other people to see these playing cards, to inspect them, have a look at them. Don't show Susan, I don't want her to know which playing cards these are. So they look, And while they're looking, you can say, so you can confirm 4 playing cards, and you can also confirm that there's only 1 playing card that's going to help me. Don't say it. Don't say it. So they look and they go, well, oh yeah, 1 playing card. So they know which playing card's on the way. They know about it. So, and at this point, what else this does, once these have been inspected and you take them back, now you're going to load the 3 of clubs underneath. Doesn't matter what order these are in. I did go through a bit of a phase, a bit of a thing where these had to be in order so that when you present them, it goes ace, 2, 3, you know, it goes in order consecutive. But I like how relaxed and how carefree it is that they're not necessarily in order, because it makes a point that it doesn't really matter, you know, you didn't have that much control over it, which is a very good message to transmit, to put out there when you're performing with playing cards. The less control you appear to have, the more control you actually have. So the playing cards, I take these back, these 4, and then I'll load the 3 to the bottom, and the 3 is going to be hidden the whole time right up until when I need it. So as soon as it's loaded, I can now put these back down again. They've already been inspected, they've already been checked, nobody needs to check them now. A playing card is dealt, and dealt to the top. Where's my Queen of Hearts gone? Where is my Queen of Hearts? Did I shuffle it back into the deck? There it is. I am a professional, you know. So they deal a playing card, use the Queen of Hearts again to the top of the pile. I pick them up. And all the way through, when you watch this, it's clean as hell. Especially when you look at the moments from me palming the 3, from this, what card do you see on the bottom? Ace of Clubs. From this, shuffle, I do the move, complete the move to this, because now you still see the Ace of Clubs. So when somebody tries to reverse engineer this and backtrack this, that will be a moment that will stop them. It'll stop them in their tracks, because it's like, well, I saw the Ace of Clubs at the bottom of the deck, bottom of the pile, and then it's still at the bottom of the pile. So yeah, just a thought that is healthy for people like us who practice deception, to have a good way of thinking, a good way of approaching things like this, deceptions like this. At this point, we're putting the dirty hand, we're putting these cards, the Queen of Hearts, the dirty card, we're putting it on the table in front of everybody. It's a really nice moment, a really pleasing moment when it comes to deception. So when you take these back as well, once I've shown, so I go 5, 4, 2, ace. Once I've shown these, when I go to put them down, I will cop away the bottom card. So I'll cop away the Queen. So we go 5, 4, 2, 1. So that allows me to make that body language and to make that movement, that behavior, because I'm putting a playing card here. It allows me to turn my body, getting rid of that cop playing card. So in the action of it, the playing cards are here. I take them off the table. I riffle off 2 playing cards. 1, 2. Right, so that I can hold them together. Hand inside, 5, 4, 2, 1, looks very natural. As I'm showing these, as attention is now over on the playing card itself, on the 3 of clubs, I can squeeze finger 1 and press finger 1 up on the bottom card, the Queen of Hearts pops away. This allows me to, with my free hand, with the Ace 2, take everything above, leaving the Queen in my hand, so that I can turn my body, the body language goes over here. Now the cop card, the dirty hand, is where I need it to get into my pocket. So I turn like this, 5, at the same time as the card going in my pocket, 5, 4, 2, 1. So that going from here to here justifies why this hand might be over here, why it might be there. If you were at a table, of course, if you sat down, you could just lap that card. In other times, I don't find it very necessary always to take that card away. You don't need to. There will be a point, and I'm sure you will come across people who want to inspect everything afterwards. It's only natural that people want to question and want to kind of figure out what might have happened. I really don't like the idea of dumping that playing card straight to the deck. The deck's been shuffled, and bear in mind, we don't know where that deck's going to end up because you've not given any instructions, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't say, once you've shuffled, put the playing cards there. You should just let that kind of be with them and let them keep hold of the deck is the best possible thing for this trick, because again that transmits information that people might otherwise think is unimportant, but it really is, because they're holding the deck. That idea alone isolates this as one and only one playing card. So the fact that the thought that you might have switched this at some point, it makes it impossible. It does kind of play that psychological trick, or it allows them to play that trick on themselves. The isolation of the deck. There's just two situations here: the deck and the single playing card. So when I say I don't always lean to copying away this playing card. There's not always a need, because once you've justified this, the trick's kind of done, and you can just get away with keeping it in your palm until you're moving on to the next trick, coming to take the deck wherever it might be, taking the deck and then just reloading it to the deck. One of the biggest reasons why I kept holding onto the playing card rather than getting into my pocket is because I like to extend this trick sometimes. We can take this trick to the next level by keeping hold of the Queen of Hearts, and I've been excited to share this bit with you, and I'm sure a lot of people would have skipped already or missed this part. So once again, I like to save the gold. I like to bury the gold a bit further into these videos. So let's take this back a step. They deal us the Queen of Hearts, it's on top. We do the move. Yep, the three's on the table. We've copped away, but we're keeping it in cop. The Queen of Hearts, all the cards are here. Everything can be inspected, so they inspect everything. You leave everything on the table, other than, because you introduced those 4 extra cards to the table, you have every right to take them back and put them back in your pocket. It's a normal thing, and it would appear to be a normal thing for you to collect them and put them away, because that's where they came from, and that's where they're going to go back. So going to your pocket, taking these cards back, all that is justified without you having to try and think, how am I going to justify this, or what's my motivation? So I can take these cards back now, all the while I'm stood there holding out the Queen of Hearts. So I take these cards back, I load them on top of these cards, so it's here, Queen's here, and then I'm going to extend the trick, and I'm going to say, look, we're going to take the 3 of Hearts. We're going to take the 3 of Hearts. I put it on top of the 4, 5, 2 ace, whatever order they're in, doesn't matter. I take the 3 and I say, look, we're going to take the 3 and we're going to lose it into the deck one more time. And I'm going to move the GoPro. So I put the cards, in fact, we'll put the 5 there just for the sake of it. So I load these cards back onto the Queen of Hearts. So they go back on, so that nobody can see the Queen now, and I'm safe. I don't have to palm anything else out. I take the 3 back and I put it on top face up like this, and then I say, look, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try do this again. We're going to take the 3 and we're going to put it back inside the deck. So that is a switch again, but essentially it's the same. Basically it's the same switch, but with this pocket the other way around. So if we look at the situation, I've got these cards like this, the Queen here, and then face up so that everybody can see them. I put the 3 on top, and I show the 3, and they know it's got an orange back. They know what it looks like. They're aware of it, and they know by this point, especially, they know that I've only got 4 of the playing cards in my hand. So at this point, take the 3 back, and I say, look, we're going to do this again. I push this over. I push the bottom card out as well. And then I take it like this and put it down like this. So I put both items down, face down. This does a few things. One, it switches to 3. It shows the 3 here, still looks like the 3, same back. And it puts these 4 playing cards down, now 5, secretly holding out the 3. And nobody's going to question this because I've just put everything down, I've stepped away from it, there's nothing to hide, I'm just saying let's do this again. Meanwhile, I reset the entire trick because I've got the 4 playing cards here and I've got the 3 of clubs back at the bottom of the pile. So everything's down. I might put this playing card down, usually I'll keep hold of it, and what I mean by that, I'll do this, I'll say 3. So look, we're going to put the 3 back inside the deck, lift the deck up about halfway, they lift it up, I throw it inside, and then they shuffle and it's gone, right? Or, if you're feeling risky, what I love to do is I say we're going to put the card back inside the deck, take the 3 and put it back in the deck. They will take the card and they will put it in the deck, and then they will shuffle. They won't look at it. It is a risk worth taking. It's a risk that put a little bit of trust in me. try it every now and again. Try that risk. Say, look, put the 3 inside, give them the card. They won't look at it, and if they do, in this situation, it's not a bad thing, because we're at this point we're kind of going to let them in, and we're going to show them, not teach them, but we're going to show them a double deception. Okay, so they put the card back inside. They believe that the 3's gone back inside, so they're shuffling the deck. Meanwhile, we're in the exact same situation, and I'm going to say, we're going to do the whole thing again. This time, I'm going to show you how it works. So we're not really going to show them how it works, but we're going to show them that there's a switch. And the reason I like to do this is because it demonstrates how skillful you are as a sleight of hand artist, rather than demonstrating or portraying or showcasing how much of a clever magician you are. It shows how much skill you have. This comes from my background as a card cheat, as a card table deceptionist, whatever you want to call it. As somebody who I've spent a lot of time as a demonstrator of gambling moves and card cheating, so this is one of the many things that I kind of devised to show people what I can get away with as a card cheat. Whereas really it's just it's kind of a pseudo card cheating move, because you're not really showing them how it works, but you're showing them a method that they will believe this is how it works. So they will at least have a glimpse at how something works. Like I said, we're not going to show them how it works, but we're going to let them in to a bit of a secret. So now they're going to deal you a playing card, and you say, I want you to try and deal me the 3 of clubs. This time it won't be the 3 of clubs, it will be a random card. So they deal a card face down. This time, and also experiment with the way that you handle these playing cards. Like, they can be on the table. Sometimes I'll hold them in my hand and say, deal any playing card on top of this pile. So they'll deal it on top into my open hand like this, and I'm ready to go. Otherwise, it's nice to be away from it and on the table deal it on top. So this time they deal a playing card. At this stage, I would probably suggest and recommend that you hold these and you say, deal me a playing card to the table. Naturally, based on the first time that we did this, they will deal that playing card face down. If they do, which you kind of want them to do, you say, that's not the 3 of clubs, turn it over. So they turn it over and they show the Queen of Hearts, right? So now I can take the Queen of Hearts and I say, look, the Queen of Hearts doesn't help the other 4 playing cards. This Queen of Hearts does not help these 4 playing cards. As you know, I couple away the secret card. As you know, these are the 5, 4, 2, and Ace of Clubs. So the Queen of Hearts doesn't help me. All the while I'm getting rid of the Queen of Hearts because I just did the switch. So I get rid of the Queen of Hearts as I'm saying all this. And then you end with the punchline. But because I'm a card cheat, when you play cards with me, I never lose. Then you turn the card over, show the 3 of clubs, and you're done again. Once again, you've got them. And at this point, there really is nothing to hide because you got rid of the Queen. You got rid of that extra card, so everything can be inspected. You can stand back and just lap up, soak in all the praise. So if you're a magician, if you're doing this as a magic trick, then maybe that's not the best idea for you, because it kind of hints at methods. You're showing them into a method, and although you didn't show them how it was done, you still told them what you did. You still told them that you switched the cards. They just experienced the switch at a different time. They experienced it much later than when it happened, which is a very wise way of thinking for people who are learning and trying to develop their magic. Try and execute things before people expect them. I guess it's the whole point of magic as a trick, I guess. Now that the main things out of the way, let's have a look at some different ideas. There's a few different things that I quite like. I do like this being about poker and this being 4 cards. It allows me to pull those 4 cards to carry these around. It's kind of a pocket trick. It's kind of cute. But it's quite nice as well if you just have 3 playing cards. So you cut this down to 2 and you could turn this into a game of kind of 3-card brag. You could do it with 4 of a kind. You could have 3 aces and you need a 4th one, or 3 9s and then you need the 9 of clubs, depending on what your favourite card is, of course. So you play around with a method on your own. The same concept, it's the same thing that's going to work. You could do this with 1 playing card. I've seen this in different variations of tricks, and it's something that we'll certainly talk about at a different time, because I have a trick that uses it. We kind of lean back and we go backwards to moves like control, one of the first tricks from this year that I started teaching, the same kind of mindset, the same kind of thinking. Personally, I've done it this way all along with 4 playing cards, with copping in and out playing cards, so I'll probably stick to this one. Finally, with Heritage, I want to talk a little bit about the scripting, the story. The first ever version that I came up with this, and the reason why I mentioned the Red Outlaw deck, forgive me Lee, don't know what you're calling this, but it's the old looking Red Outlaw playing cards. The reason I mentioned this is the what do they call them, the 1800 bicycle playing cards that Illusionist did were really well, they work really well for this trick, especially on film, not necessarily in front of people. But what I did from that deck, and I'm going to do with this deck to show you, I took out the same cards. So Ace, should have had this prepared, Madison, Ace 2, 3, whoa, I got cards missing, Ace 2, 3, 4, 5. So I took out the cards that we need, the desired playing cards. There is. So Ace, 2, 4, 5, and I rough them up. I'm not going to do that with this deck because I'm doing a giveaway with this deck. I don't want to rough them up. So I get the old playing cards, I really roughed them up. I took them outside, rubbed them in mud, scrubbed up the edges, folded them all around and stuff. But not to a point where I couldn't hide a card in there, because still we need to be able to hide a 3 of clubs, and I need a different 3 of clubs because they're too similar. So the black one works so well with these. So I'd rough these up and I'd use these old playing cards, and I'd say, and I'd use this story. I would say, my granddaddy used to be a card cheat, right? Way back. And one of the most famous stories that he has, it was this game. So you invent this old story that about poker. My granddad was a heavy poker player, and I know that he cheated at cards. I've heard the stories. Before he died, he left me a lot of things that he collected over the years, and one of them was really special. It was 5 playing cards. 5 playing cards that has an amazing story to it. I'm not going to tell you that story, but they have 5 playing cards that he left just to me. Sadly, and I'll never not feel bad about this, I lost one of the playing cards. One of them, and I'll never not feel bad about it. It's horrible. But I want to use these playing cards today in his memory. So we get really emotional and soppy with them and reel them in so that we can swear with them up. So you tell this big story about how these are the real playing cards from that event way back in history. These are the actual playing cards. No, they're not. You just bought them and rubbed some muck on them. So we pull them out, and we've already got the 3 hidden in there. So you can make this about feelings and reel them in and say, do you get any feelings about this trick? Like, you know, I do want to talk about stuff like that in a different video, but for this trick, it's a really nice idea, and it helps you tell a better story, and it's going to stay in their memory much more. Whereas with these really spooky thing happened with these playing cards, he brought his granddad's playing cards out, and I had this feeling that it was this card, you know, the whole story. And I do try not to tell you what to say and what script not to use, for the same reasons that I've already mentioned. It has to be personal to you, but it's just an idea, you know, using old looking playing cards, because the cards have to be different, and I find that you really do have to justify why you have 4 random playing cards in your pocket, why you carry them around, and this to me felt like a good idea for that, a good justification, a good reason for us to tell a story. I'm going to end there. I'm aware that this video has become a very long video. There is a lot to cover, and there are a few things that I'm just going to leave out, and maybe we'll come back to them. And in fact, I'm going to take those things I've left out, and we're going to take them over to the Alliance, and I'm going to talk to you guys over at Madison.ist about these. But as for now, I'm going to finish, because this is a long video, isn't it, Charlie? Thanks. Let's go to the outro. So that was Cheaters Heritage. Hope you love it. Hope you enjoy it. And if you do perform it online, I'm always looking out for people performing my very own work. But like I said last time, you don't have to tag me. If you tag me in a performance, your audience might see my name and then search for me, and then they're gonna eventually find the method, which isn't always a good thing. So don't feel like you ever have to credit people online, especially when it's in a performance. Like, I don't know, even on Instagram or YouTube, it still can be dangerous if you want to keep the magic alive, a lot of people will see magic and then start thinking, oh, I'm gonna search, how does it work? And then they're gonna find the method because it's on YouTube. So I appreciate you wanting to protect that by not even tagging me, but I'm always looking for people performing the things I'm teaching in a way to make sure that I'm teaching it kind of correctly, if that makes sense. I'll be back soon with some more dope tutorials. All I ask in return, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure you subscribe so that you get that notification bell going ding 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 ding. The next time I drop a new tutorial. I'm Daddy Madison. Thanks for spending some time with me. Funk. See you next time.